Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and in today's video, we now know what the special heroes path is going to be that is coming as part of this Naldwa, the Gloaming fusion. And here we go. Simple enough, the Sweethearts path event, which is coming on Friday. Before that, we have an event on Thursday. On Thursday, for 24 hours on Thursday, there's going to be a 15x event for Predator from Ancient Primals and Sacred Shards. Now, Predator, when he first arrived, everyone hated him. I actually put out a video saying Predator is not as bad as you think, and people told me, Nub, you're a terrible person, terrible content creator for saying Predator's actually good. Get out of here. I think I basically said the same thing about a month later, saying, guys, Predator, he actually is good. And then I got a load of comments saying, Nub, you're saying Predator's actually good. Why did you not tell us this before? You're a terrible person, terrible content creator. So I just can't win, right? Just can't win. Can't win. But that aside, it does turn out Predator is extremely good. So his passive is really what is particularly crazy. That once he starts getting some kills, because this is a permanent boost to his evasion, it's just nuts, right? Because he becomes incredibly difficult to kill, and then his A1 can do decent damage and heal him up. He has a very, very strong AoE for a HP-based damage dealer. That's what my initial Predator's actually good video was about, is that his AoE actually claps. It's very strong. His A3 is definitely weird. It's definitely a bit disappointing, but it can block revive, which is nice. And if it doesn't kill someone, it does give him perfect fail, which is also good. And the turn meter boost is also good. But yeah, I still feel the same as I did near when he came out, which is that the A3 really should be buffed. Like, why is it a one-turn debuff? Just a bit weird. The damage on this should probably be a bit higher. But his A2 and his passive are incredibly strong. And his A1 is good. So yeah, that being said, I believe you can still purchase Predator. And that would be what I'd be looking for. A 15x event. If you want this champion, you should just buy him from the champion pass. There's still a week left on it. You should just buy him if you want him, right? 15x events from primals, ancients, or sacreds are just not very good. The only situation I think that someone should be going for this is an endgame player who is free to play but has a massive stockpile of shards and is saying, my gosh, Predator would be game-changing for my account. That's very, very, very few people. Everybody else, unless you are that specific player, super endgame, free to play with a massive stockpile of shards, and I mean massive, you shouldn't go for this, because 15x events from Ancients, Primals, and Sacreds for regular legendaries are, at the end of the day, they're just really shit. And certainly if you were like to say, well, what if I was to buy some shards for this? Like, you're crazy. Just buy Predator, guaranteed. Just buy him. If you're a spender, just buy him. And if you're not a spender, let the FOMO go and say, yeah, he's obviously extremely strong in PvP, but it's fine. There's actually lots of damage dealers that are extremely strong in PvP. I'll be just fine doing that. I mean, I can tell you that for myself. Like, I've spent lots of money on primal shards mainly, and yeah, I've got lots of really good primal damage dealers, mythical damage dealers. But I mean, there's plenty of non-mythical damage dealers that I could have used instead, but that I don't use because I've got slightly better ones, and you just use the best that you've got. But you've got plenty of champions that are probably, I don't know if you do, but there's plenty of champions that are as good as Predator or almost as good. You don't need him. Is he worth buying in the champion pass? I think for a spender, yeah, he's absolutely worth buying. Is it worth worrying about? No, I don't think so. So yeah, he's really good, but don't get sucked up into the FOMO. And I think this is a bad event. I do. So there we go. That's this event here. Predator is amazing, but 15x from these shards is bad. And more importantly, I suppose the question is, well, why wouldn't I just pull from him anyway, even if it's a small chance? Well, we still don't know what the summon event is going to be for the Sweethearts path. These are not the same. This Predator thing is the day before the Sweethearts path, right? It's the day before. So we're going to have something for this, and then we still are expecting events for the other assassins, for Bayek and for Edward, probably like Heroes Path Titan event, something like that. Maybe Champ Training Tournament, I don't know, something like that. And We're obviously expecting a very, very, very good fusion in March for the Plarium anniversary. The new faction, possibly it will be a fusion from the new faction. And it might be a bit odd to have almost back to back with Cassandra and someone else, but the new faction is properly dropping in March. There's lots of stuff coming in the near future. So yeah, don't waste your shards on this. If you want Predator, buy him with real money. If you don't want to spend real money, then just accept it. You're not getting Predator and move on. It's that simple. So there we go. Right. Friday the 20th. Rant over. Sweetheart's Path event is coming on Friday. This will give you, or you will have the chance, I should say, to earn or to spend your resources to get perfect souls for Naldua and Solanar the Gleaming. Okay, and as expected, we actually knew this part already. They told us this, which is great. On the fusion plan, they actually told us in advance that this hero's path would include basically gear hunters or dungeon divers getting artifacts and accessories, and summon rush, summoning champions from shards. In this event, there's 25 fragments for Naldua. Again, we knew that already, so hopefully you've been working your fusion plan around that. Remember, you can skip 10 fragments total. Seeing as there's 25 in here, you can, in theory, skip 10 of them, but you'll need to get at least 15 if you are doing her fusion, so you'll need to do some of this event. It's basically taking the place of the typical summon rush that's part of a fusion. That's fine. Possibly you've skipped some other events and you're looking to get all 25. We'll see how the path layout actually breaks down on Friday. But yeah, this will have the 5-star souls for her and Solanar, and a stunning new avatar frame, and it will be up for 72 hours, this event. So what we don't know is what the summon boosts are going to be. We don't know this. There's clearly going to be another 15x. I guess we're going to hear the info tomorrow. So stay tuned tomorrow. I guess they're sort of parceling it out day by day. So yeah, we should get the actual boosted summons for the Sweetheart Path tomorrow. That will start on Friday alongside this path after the Predator boost has ended. We don't know what they're going to be. I'm not expecting them to be that good, to be honest. So yeah, okay. The Naldua, so you got to do the fragments for Naldua if you're doing that. Is the Naldua 5-star soul worth it? It is. It's an interesting one. So with Naldua, the 5-star soul in particular obviously will make her blessing stronger. That's very nice. And it will give her accuracy and resistance. Now, because she needs accuracy, it is somewhat juicy, right? She needs accuracy to place her debuffs and to remove buffs. So the 5-star soul is certainly nice for her, and it's going to make her a bit stronger against bosses as well, because most bosses these days, you guys know it's one of my favorite parts of game design. One of my favorites is that they take more damage and they deal less damage if you have a big soul on your champion. And you guys know I really love that. It's great, right? But that would certainly help a bit in Faction Wars Hard. That being said, what's interesting is when you run her with Solanar, which is when you're most likely to be using her, she actually doesn't need accuracy anymore. All of her stuff becomes irresistible. In that situation, the 5-star soul, I think, still holds value. Because if you've got Solanar, yes, while you're not going to benefit from the accuracy, you're definitely going to be using her because they are an extremely strong partnership, and you're likely to use them a ton in Siege, in Classic, in Tag. Not really in Live Arena, because in Live Arena, one of them can be banned. It's a pretty big risk. And if you build her with no accuracy, likewise with him, if you build him with no crit rate and the other partner gets banned, the champions basically become useless. Like, she's useless without accuracy. So yeah, they're not quite as good in Live Arena, where one of them can be banned if you're building for the stats. What was I saying? But yeah, the 5-star. Look, if you have Solanar, you're going to be using her loads, and although she won't really benefit from the 5-star accuracy, you might build her with high resistance then. And the 5-star resistance is extremely helpful, almost mandatory for building high resistance champs. It's very difficult to do it otherwise. Obviously, if you're using her that much, having a 5-star blessing for PvP is really good. And the 5-star blessing leaves it open for you in the future to purchase a 6-star blessing for her. So that is pretty good. If you don't get Solanar, if you don't have Solanar, it's nice but not essential. Yes, she loves the accuracy from the 5-star, but you can make up for it. if you are using her in arena, if you're going to be using this champion a lot in PvP, it's usually very worthwhile. I think the most important area to have blessings is for PvP because it is the most difficult aspect of the game, right? You're just gonna, there's always a bigger fish in PvP. You're always have the potential to be fighting at a disadvantage, potentially a ludicrous disadvantage. So every little bit can help. For PvE content, for bosses, I don't think it's that important, really. I don't think it's that important. You could get away with just a 3-star soul would be really nice for her, actually. Just get some HP and some defense, get a bit of a benefit from the blessing, you know, be able to put on a brimstone or something, and she'll be good. But there's nothing wrong with going for the 5-star. Like, it depends how much you're going to use this champion. If you say, I'm going to use her quite a lot, she's going to be pretty important to my account, the 5-star is pretty nice. Or, likewise, if, you know, cost-benefit analysis, if the benefit is very high, it can be worth a pretty good cost. But it depends on your account how high the benefit would be of having her with the soul. Now, likewise, if you are a big spender or very endgame, you've got lots of resources, if the cost is actually very low, even if the benefit is not particularly crazy, you're like, I'm mostly using her for faction wars, and hey, if I get Solanar at some point, then I'd use her lots, but I'm not really sure. But if you've got loads of resources, if the cost is low, even if the benefit is not that high, it also could be worth it. I think where you would be looking at not getting the 5-star soul for her would be if the cost is very high, you just don't have that many resources, and you're also not sure if you're going to use her. You're also not sure if you'll ever get Solanar. It is possible, but I don't expect it, that they could drop a guaranteed for Solanar during this event. They could. It's possible. That being said, last year, literally Valentine's last year, they did Moto of the Peel. I'm pretty sure they did a hero's path for Esme the Dancer, who was the fusion in February, and in that path they had souls for Esme and for Moto, who is her partner, and they did not run a guaranteed way to get Moto. I think they might have made him available for winning a champion training tournament. That was difficult to win, and Moto is not particularly hyped. Solanar is a ridiculously hyped up champion because he's a new flashy void legendary damage dealer. People are going crazy for this guy. If there is a champion training tournament to get him, which is certainly possible, you will have to go absolutely bonkers for it. And realistically, you're going to have to spend a huge amount of money, like buying energy and stuff to actually compete, because you're going to be fighting against whales and krakens who are going to be doing that and going crazy and just running champ training nonstop overnight with RSL helper or whatever. Like, it's going to be insane. So, yeah. I don't expect there to be a guaranteed way to get Solanar, but it's possible. And that raises the question, is Solanar's 5-star soul worth it? Well, he doesn't really care about the accuracy or the resistance. So the accuracy helps landing fatigue, but it's not too essential. He loves the 1, 2, 3, and 4-star souls, though. Those are really nice, and he'd love a 6-star as well. 5-star is mostly nice for a bit of extra fatigue placement, and obviously for making your blessing effect stronger. But the 1 and 3-star, the HP and the defense, will up his survivability quite a lot. The 1-star is nice; it makes his magma shield bigger. The 2 and the 4-star are a substantial damage increase. And yeah, you know, for a damage dealer, especially a PvP damage dealer, you really want blessings on them. Like, for PvP, for arena, for siege, the stuff that really matters is like blessings on your damage dealer so they can do enough damage, and then 6-star blessings on supports that need speed because they've decided to put loads of speed behind 6-star. That's like the main stuff that you really need. So yeah, because he's a damage dealer, his blessing is obviously very high value, and because he's an extremely good damage dealer that you're going to use all the time, it's, again, extremely high value. But the question is, what if you don't? If you have Solanar, it's a given, right? If you have Solanar, that's the big thing to get out of this, is to get the 5-star blessing for him. Absolutely. If you don't have him, though, is it worth getting that blessing? Because it's probably going to be like 15 to 20 sacred shards to get it. It's probably going to be extremely expensive. Is it worth getting a blessing for a champion that you don't have? It's that dice roll gamble of, do you expect a guaranteed event for Solanar? The fact that they ran him in a boosted event during Void Shards last weekend makes it feel fairly unlikely to me that there'll be a standard guaranteed. Like, I just don't think that they would run him in a 10x during 2x Voids, have people pull loads of Void Shards, and then within a week or two, come in and be like, here's a guaranteed way to get him. Sorry about all those Void Shards you pulled during 2x Voids. I just don't see that. It's very unlikely. So, yeah. And my inclination is, again, if you've got absolutely giga resources, like certainly if you are a big spender, I think it's worth it for a big spender. Because if you're the type of person that's going to be spending lots of money on Void Shards and trying to pull Solanar in 15x events in the future, then yeah, why not? Why not get the 5-star soul for him, right? You've got so much shit, you might as well. I think for a more normal player, probably not. You know, like, yeah, if you ever get him, you're going to wish you had the soul for sure. But equally, you could be sat there with a 5-star soul that's doing nothing. Like, you could just be down 20 sacred shards, let's say, having a soul for a champion that you never, ever get. And it's just 20 sacred shards wasted. And I'd be more inclined. I know the wish list kind of sucks, right? But you can buy, you know, you could use your gray essence to purchase up to the 4-star soul. Like, here he is, actually. And like, remember, we now have 6 slots here, and they cycle twice as often, 4 times a day. Like, you can just purchase the 1, 2, 3, 4-star souls for him slowly and over time. And like, the gray essence is just not that valuable when you get a bit later into the game. So I think that would be the smarter play. So yeah, long story short, what I think is the smart play, I think get priority for 90% of you, for the free-to-play, the low, even perhaps mid-spend players, I would recommend skipping the Predator thing. 15x on normal shards, as it were, even though he's a really strong champion for PvP, just not worth it. If you want him, just buy him for real money. Otherwise, just accept he's gone. For this Sweetheart Path event, priority number 1, let's actually go. Priority 1 is the fragments. Make sure you actually get Nula. Priority 2 would be the 5-star soul for her, because you definitely have her, right? If you've got the fragments for her, you have her. Getting a soul for her is nice. It will help. It's good. It's not a must-do, though. It's certainly not a must-do. Again, she's the sort of champ you could buy just a 1, 2, 3-star soul for and be relatively happy. Oh, one thing I should mention with supports as well. Again, it's another one of my favorite parts of game design. With the support champions, obviously 4-star souls give you crit damage, right? That is very valuable on supports because for Chimera... the Ram form targets your lowest crit damage person. So if you don't have a 4-star soul on a support, it can be quite awkward to get enough crit damage on them for them not to be targeted by Ram form. So yeah, again, I mean, it's just super fun team building aspect of the game, obviously. But there it is. So if you're going to use her in Chimera, that does up the value for the 4-star a bit. Outside of that particular instance, the 4-star is effectively useless on support champions, which is arguably bad design. Is Chimera needing it? Good design then to make it useful? Probably not. Probably not. But yeah, I think the 5-star soul for her is the second priority. Not essential, but nice. And if you have the resources, or if you're going to use her a lot, then yeah, it's decent value. But it's not so much value that you should jeopardize the next upcoming fusion. Like, I think you can be totally happy just grabbing Naldua without a soul for her, without a soul for Solanar, and being in a good position for the next fusion. That is where I would be if I was earlier game, if I was free to play. That's the smart way to play. Be prepared for March over. In fact, let me do that. So number 2, March. Fusion is the priority. That's number 2. Number 3 is her soul. And then number 4 is the Solanar soul. And number 5 is the stunning new avatar frame. That being said, if it really is, if it is glorious, if it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, then that might be number 1. Who knows? Obviously, yeah, that's just a bit of fun. But yeah, the Solanar soul, I think, is very much a luxury thing. It's very much something more for the big spenders, for people either who got lucky and got Solanar at the weekend. This is assuming if you do not have Solanar, it's number 4. If you do have Solanar, it's probably number 1. So I'll put that in orange. This is 1 if you have him. Beautiful writing. Whoop. Whoop. There we go. All clear now. So it's number 1 if you have him. If you don't have him, it's number 4, in my opinion. So yeah, there you are. Hopefully it's helpful. Let me know what you think about this, what you're going to do. For me, I've got a solid stockpile of shards. So I'm in a great position. I am obviously going to get the fragments that I need for her. Of course, I think I only need the 10, so I can skip 15, I'm pretty sure. Now, the way the path is laid out, I don't know, maybe I'll have to get them anyway. We'll see. And I can turn them into some mod fragments. I'll get 31 out of 100 fragments. We'll get mod any day now. Any day now, and I'm sure she'll still be good by the time I get her. Power creep. Yeah, I'm gonna get the 10 fragments I need. Priority number 1. I'll probably grab her 5-star soul. I'll probably grab it. Yeah, unless it's crazy expensive, but I'll probably be going for it. Yeah, and I think I will probably skip, unless it's really cheap. I'll probably skip the Solanar soul. And then we'll see about the avatar frame. I might grab that for fun. You know. That's just what I'm going to do, but we'll see. But yeah, that is my expectations, is I will probably get her 5-star soul. I try to get the 5-star souls for every fusion because, I mean, I'm a content creator and I spend some money. I've got the resources to get them. It does make sense. Let's end the video with this. Let's see if we can get lucky. So we know that it's not going to be champion chase. It's the hero's path. So, I mean, YOLO. Let's see. Can we get Edward or Aislinn? Oh, certainly not. Stag Knight, though. Stag Knight's nice. Lovely. Got ourselves a Stag Knight. Our free epic free epic from grinding that energy in the tournament. Hey, there we are. Hopefully it's helpful. Let me know again what you are going to do. What is your plan? But yeah, I'll do obviously a full breakdown of the hero's path when it goes live on Friday. I will put out a video of my shard pulls because I will have to pull shards for it. And I'm guessing tomorrow is when we'll hear about whatever champions are going to be boosted in whatever progressive events for this hero's path as well. I'll see you for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye.